Hey there! Have you subscribed to my channel? If you're new, please click that red subscribe button so that we can keep rolling together. Do you know who this is? That's right, it's my mom, the mentor mom.
Alright, hello everyone, my name is Very Chima. Yes, I am the mentor mom and I am lucky to be Kamsi's mama. Great, I'm going to introduce something that Kamsi and I are going to be doing, right? We're going to start a series called My Mom and I Time. In this series, we're going to be talking about a lot that happens in families, right? A lot of the things that come in families, the small things, the big things, the challenges, the happy things. We're going to be doing that with you. We're bringing parenting and partnership in parenting to the various levels so we can relate and we can do things that can resonate with as many parents out there as possible. So for this episode, we're going to be talking about how you as a parent can influence or help your children begin to love reading or enjoy reading for pleasure or for leisure. All right, so it'll be a bit of interview here and there, a bit of what we do, a bit of what happens around us, right? Great. So, Kamsi, at what point do you think that you started seeing books? When did you start seeing books in your life?
I've always seen books in my life, honestly. How did that happen anyway?
All right, so if you've been following me, you would know by now that I am big on books. There's hardly anything I do in my parenting platform that books will not come up, okay? And if you've listened to me, you would have heard that I said that Kamsi's first set of books, we actually bought his first set of books when I was 6 months pregnant. So I started reading to him right from before he was born, okay? Now, yes, by the time he came in, luckily my husband is like that too. So by the time Kamsi was born, the shelves were full of books. He already had books waiting for him to read, and we started reading from him, from day one. However, did that mean that he started picking books on his own to read straight up? Is that what happened?
No. Eventually, I got older and I didn't really read per se, except it was for bedtime stories where mommy would read to me. So it was not until mommy started introducing to me that I should try and read more. And that was when I began to read by myself.
Okay.
And there was the 30-day book challenge that mommy registered. That was when I really fell in love with reading.
Good.
Literally.
All right, let me do a bit of explanation on that, right? So all these years, I would read a lot to Kamsi, okay? I would read a lot to him. I read bedtime stories at night and all that. So it was a constant. We read every day. Every day we read a story. And I like saying this to parents, right? Sometimes, right, the problem, the reason or the challenge why our children are not reading is not necessarily because the children don't want to read. It begins with you as a parent. Are you reading? What are you modeling? Can your children see you reading books? Because, they can't see you reading books. How are they going to, just all of a sudden get a love for reading if it didn't come, say, naturally to that child? Right? Then the second thing is, yes, you want your child to read. How are you supporting your child to read? What are you doing? How consistent are you? So as I said, or as Kamsi just said, he didn't pick the book automatically and start reading. Yes, he enjoyed having me read to him. He enjoyed daddy reading to him, but he wouldn't pick a book on his own to read on his own every time, except of course you buy a book and you say to him, okay, read this and all of that, right? Now, the book challenge came when it was about 7, right? 7 thereabouts. So I decided to register him for a book challenge. So it meant that he had to read 30 books in 30 days.
30 days book challenge.
Yes, it was a 30, good. So we enrolled him for that and he started reading. And And I watched him read, like, as in he would read through, the whole day, like he's reading. And of course, it's during the summer, so there wasn't much to do that period. So how did you enjoy the Read Group Challenge?
I really enjoyed because there were like billions of people. We're getting books, we're buying, we're bringing, we're buying, we're bringing books, we're reading. I'm reading, I'm enjoying. After I bath, I just go in, dress up, grab a book, start relaxing. Sometimes I'll sit, when my friends come over, we'll lie down, turn on the AC, get a blanket, relax, get snacks, and then we'll just start reading.
Exactly. So, and this is why I say to parents, sometimes what we do is we end up giving children the kind of books that we want them to read. We don't allow children pick the books that they want to read, because that was part of the challenge. In the challenge, he had to pick the books that he wanted to read. So we go to the library, he will look at the books, and then he will ask for the ones that he wanted. And that's what he read. Because of that, he kept on reading, because he was enjoying the books that he was reading and all of that. And because he was doing it consistently, he woke up, he woke up every day and he grabbed the book. He woke up every day and he grabbed the book. By the end of 30 days, even after the challenge, he would still wake up and he would grab a book. That consistency setting in. What was it you wanted to add?
I wanted to add that there were a few times that mommy would pick the books for me. Sometimes I'd be busy. Those times I was hesitant to read it, because, like she said, it's best when this child picks the book, not the parents. So
exactly.
Sometimes there were books I liked, sometimes they weren't. So I was hesitant to read it.
So you see, because he wasn't available to go pick the books with me, sometimes I'll go run errands, and on my way I'm like, okay, instead of coming home to get him, I'll just pass by and I'll pick a book and like, okay, he probably would like this book. Now come home and he would drag his feet, but because of the challenge, he was still reading. But what are we saying? When children do these things consistently, right? With time, they begin to love it. So, question is, how consistent are you as a parent? How are you helping your child? How do you model? What are you modeling to your child? Are you making it? Yeah.
About the modeling. Another thing that drew me to reading was because during my playtime, when I'm literally just running around the house, I just stumble across mommy, and she's just her face in a book. She's reading. That's what drew me. Sometimes when she's reading, I'll just go to the library, I'll stop playing, I'll just go to the library, grab one of my books and start reading with her.
And Daddy reads too. I mean, even if he's not, even if he's not like he's at home every time and you see him reading, the times that he's at home on Sunday, you see him reading, either reading a book or reading from the newspaper. So these things end up influencing the children, whether we like it or not. And then there's the other one, the environment that you create around you. What's the environment in your home? Is it bookie? Do we call this bookie?
In a way, kind of.
Yeah, there are books around the house, right?
We have a library in my room. Recently, we made the cozy corner where we just lie down and read. I just put my books there. I just put my books near on the floor. When it's night, we all go inside there, lie down and pick our books from where we keep them and start reading.
So creating the right environment, creating an environment that shows the respect and the love for reading would also inspire your children to start reading, isn't it? Okay, and there is the other one. When you make reading fun, he just talked about the cozy corner. We created a cozy corner, right? And then the other things he talked about, when his friends come around, how they grab snacks and then you're reading with snacks. You need to make learning or make reading devoid of stress. When children get satisfaction from anything, right, from any action that they are taking, when they get satisfaction from it, they get motivated to do more of that thing. But when they get stress from an action, you get avoidance. They begin to avoid that thing.
Right.
So when you want your child to read, you want to make it enticing. You want to give them a sense of satisfaction from that thing.
An example of that satisfaction versus avoidance.
Okay.
I was doing common entrance recently. I've been preparing for that, I'd always try and find a way to find a way out of doing my math questions, because of course I didn't like it. It was boring.
The whole process, because it was a bit stressful having to go there, and it was like back to back. So there was nothing enticing, or there was nothing motivating in the whole setting and how it is being.
There was a day that when we resumed school, right? There was a day that I completely skipped going to lesson. I forgot we had to go to lesson, and unfortunately mommy also did. So no surprise, I didn't go to lesson that day.
So basically, when something is seen as stress, there isn't a motivation to do it, basically. So what we're saying is you have a huge role to play as a parent in the things that you want your children, the things that are important, or the things that you want to see your children cultivate a habit in. So for something like reading, then you need to play a part in it. Start by being the model of the person that you want your child to be. Pick a book and read.
She reads a lot.
Yeah, pick a book and read yourself. 2, you need to create the right environment, the environment that is motivating, and then invite the child to read. And then 3, you need to, what's the third one?
Third, you need to make sure you make reading fun. You must make everything that you want someone to do fun.
Alright then. So because when the person feels a sense of satisfaction, the person is motivated to do more. Alright.
Stress, like you said, they become avoidant to that.
Beautiful. And then lastly, you need to make children, the way you give your children gifts, you buy them pizza and all of that, you need to make them see books in that light. Let them see books like something they need to appreciate, and we've done that over the years, right? We got to a point we had to put a budget to reading. So we have a budget for reading that we have a budget for reading every month. Okay, and for gifts, for special days, we give presents like gifts. For example, Kamsi got the
famous 5 series.
He got the whole famous 5 series for Valentine, and his sister got a smaller version too, and they were ecstatic about it. Okay, so parents, it's the things that you give energy, it's the things that you make seem important that will be important to your children eventually. All right, people, and the last word.
Click that subscribe button, click the bell button, and let's get learning.
See you in the next episode.